Hi everyone, now I'm going to be tying this wee fly here. Basically the other day I uploaded a video when I was fishing the river here, and there was a wee grey duster pattern I was fishing. Now this is the fly I actually fished. Now I fished this all day, never replaced it, just kept using it and it just kept catching. So basically I said in the video that I would obviously film it because it's not on my YouTube channel. So I mean, it is a Dynamite Harry, but it's a grey duster. This is a size 18. Now the grey duster is an old pattern. It's a very simple old fly. I mean, just give you an idea on that pattern. If you don't like using an Antron, and I've got one here, you can use it like a CDC, like this one. But basically, again, it works really well. It's a nice colour combination. It doesn't float just as long as I mean, I'll show you the stuff I use. It's just basically a card of, this is Antron, a Pardo is the other type of material you can use. This is a light grey. I use both light and dark. In this fly I use the light grey. And it's very simple to tie, so I'm going to film it. You could use a grey thread, but I don't. In the original grey duster patterns I tied, I always used black thread. Now the grey duster can have a tail or without. Now if you're tying flies, I would put the tail on. If you don't want the tail, you can always take it off, but it works with the tail. So now it's very simple to tie this fly. The first thing I do is run down to the point of the hook, my thread, and I'm using the Coq de Leon fibre. This is a medium Pardo. Around about 4 fibres or so there. Length, not too long. It's just your preference to what you feel it should be. Now, the way this is tied, the parapost or whatever you use for the wing and the body, the Dynamite Harry, as I say, I've used quite a few fibres and they all work. I've no preference really other than just the colour, and they keep fishing and they sit high, and you can have a lot of fish on this pattern. But anyway, when you put the Antron on, the speckled fibre of the Coq de Leon mixes with that, and it gives the body a nice colour, so it's worth doing. So what I'm going to do here is just take away the excess, just like that. Now the body of the fly is mole's fur, natural mole. I'll show it there. It's just a mole fur. It's a very fine fibre. And I just pull it from the skin, slightly dub it onto my thread, and then I like to have a bit of dubbing in there. This fly, the reason I put the grey duster on, it's a very suggestive pattern. It's a fly that gives the impression of a lot of patterns, a lot of flies on the water, and I like it light, a wee lump, as they say. You can see I'm going to put a wee drop in front, but it's basically, that is it, that's it so far. Now we've got this is a light grey. Now I've taken this 2 lengths here. Now it's just a wee tad too much for this size. This is a size 18. Now the hook I'm using is a Full and Bill. It's Ultimate Dry. Now I'm going to be posting, I'm going to put a parachute hackle on, so make sure you've got a good inch or so of the fibre over the front. 3 or 4 turns in there. Now what I do then, come over the top here, this comes part of the body, which is tapered cut. Well, it's basically a straight cut on the top of the shank, though it's tapered. So I just hold the fibre slightly up, and I'm looking to cut to about the centre, or just to the back of the hook, centre of the tail. Trim it. It's amazing the difference this makes. Now this will blend in. I'm just going to flatten it slightly with the dressing. Now the original fly, I don't know if you can see there, it's just a tiny wee tuft. It's just enough just to give the impression of the fly and help floating it. It's the main thing, to help float it. Now for the hackle I'm using is a golden badger. This is got a feather ready here. This one. Just come up a wee bit closer. Now you can use the silver badger as well. The golden one has just a slightly more yellow colour to it. Any of the two will work. Now the stem of the feather is actually quite thick down there, so I'm making sure I'm well into the colour. Just going to break that off and bare some of the fibre so I can tie it in. Now all I do is quite simply catch it just on my side. Important that you wax your thread. Couple of turns in front, and then basically what I'm going to do is post these two together. I'm making sure that with those turns, I'm making sure that the feather's not going to pull out. So as I wind up, I don't go too far, but maybe 1.5 mils or 2 at the most. Come back down, and then go back to my dubbing. And basically just to tidy this thing, tidy it up here. Tiny bit of the mole fur just at the back here, and a wee touch at the front. And then I basically then, by parachute style, we just do a turn holding the wing, come underneath that, do another turn underneath, put a wee bit extra and you can always take it off, and that's fine. Just lift the fibre out the way, you can see it there. I just hold it with my finger and thumb, sorry, and then catch it in nice and tight. And then I'll get another, with that feather I'll get another at least 2 flies out it, so there's plenty of fibre left in there. If you want, you can actually tidy up a wee bit, get some more mole, just a tiny wee bit, just to tidy the head area up. So lift the hackle out the way. You could leave this, you don't need to do this. Just go back there, it slipped a wee bit. There we are, better. And then to varnish, easiest way is just to put some varnish on your thread. Get your whip finish it. While everything's out the way at this point, you can take whip finish. This will lock in your whip finish nice and tight. Trim that away. Just lift the wing up. At this point, just make sure things are tidy. I usually just flatten the feather or flatten the hackle down. See how it's sitting. Looks fine. Now you can come in from the back in line with the body or the back of the hook. Just a nice straight cut up. And there we are. And that's the Grey Duster Dynamite Harry. I mean, it doesn't look much. I'll level the body up a wee bit. Fishes really well. As I say, it's nothing special, but if you watch the video, I'll put a link below this video so you can go to the video itself, again, where you'll see me actually fishing this fly. And the grayling love flies like this. Now I would change the colour of the body. You could tie exactly the same fly other than the body, change it to a nice creamy yellow, or you get different colours, and they work even with that hackle. I don't know, I mean, I've got them all sizes. A very versatile, and you can, there's a, just picking out, I've got a wee box here, there's a Canis. This is a wee Canis pattern that works really well. So anyway, it's up to yourself. You can go black, and they're different types. I'm just going to look in here. I'm trying to find the yellow body. The yellow body, or what I call the black and grey version. It's a wee creamy. There's again a smaller one. Again, that's another good. It's a great fly. So you can go really small with these flies. So anyway, there we are. That's a nice fly, and as I say, you can. Picked another one up here. It's a size 20. I think it's a 24. This one. So I mean, for grayling, you can't beat these type of flies. They'll float all day, and you can see them. I mean, I can see them. I'm lucky enough I can see at distance rather than up close. So anyway, there we are. That's the pattern I actually used. I don't know how many fish I caught in this yesterday, no, yesterday before. Just, I lost count really, and it just, as you can see, it does show a sign of wear, but just the dubbins came away at the head areas. I'm letting it go, but that's what happens through time. And as I say, a great pattern, worth having in your box. It's all different sizes, and very easy to tie. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you enjoy the videos, and if you haven't, please subscribe. It does help, and thank you for watching.